When you're using regular astrology, traditional astrology, and you want to look at relationships, what you do is to essentially compare two people's charts. Well, you can do the same thing with human design, and it's really interesting. So I wanted to introduce what I know about that and how you could learn to do that with charts in your life, yourself and people you interact with. So in astrology, when we do this type of chart comparison, either we create a composite chart, which I don't tend to do that very often, or the alternative, which is my preference, is we do what is called synastry. And that would be where we take one person's chart, essentially the moment of their birth, that shows where the zodiac falls, creating their 12 houses. Then you take the planets of the other person and their sign placements and put them into the first person's houses, looking for aspects then between that person's natal planets and the second person's natal planets. So you might look for conjunctions. Are the planets within a few degrees of each other? You might look for oppositions. Are they the direct opposite signs on the zodiac in the houses? You will also look at trines and squares and the traditional aspect patterns that we know about. And then you'll look at the houses. So you just determine where the second person's planets are playing out within the arenas of the 12 houses of the first person. So what you do when you're looking at human design and synastry, you can again create a composite chart and create a synastry comparison. So when you're doing a synastry comparison, which is what I want to introduce, you essentially look at every single gate in both people's charts and see if there's any ways that they match up. So for example, someone could have a planet in one gate up at the end of a channel, but not at the other gate. And the second person could have a planet at the second gate, and therefore one person is connecting to the other person, and then they're completing the channel. And if either person has a open or undefined center on the end of those gates, it becomes defined. So there's 4 different patterns that are similar to that can indicate when two people have an attraction to each other, when they have a friendship influence, when they can compromise in the energy of the gates, or when there is dominion or domination, which simply means that the one person has the full channel and it really knows how to deal with that energy, and the other person doesn't have anything in that channel. And so that person with the full channel tends to lead. So I will be explaining more and showing you some visuals about that. So this introduction to synastry and human design relationships assumes that you have a basic working knowledge of human design. So if you don't, I would recommend that you watch my videos where I explain just the beginning of aura type, strategy, authority, planets in the gates, what the mechanics of the centers in the body graph and rave chart are. So thank you, and let's get started.